Are we doing it?
We're recording.
We're doing it. We're really doing it. We're really doing it,
Here
you
we
guys.
go, guys.
Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Too High McFly podcast. I'm Kevin Lyons, your host, and with me is Daniel Sangre
Me.
and Anton Gaskell.
And Anton.
You.
Yes, and we
Me.
just saw Star Wars The Last Jedi, episode
For the how
8.
many time?
This is 4 for me,
3 for me.
3 for you,
4 for me.
and 4. So we both saw it 4 times. And that's all
4
we're going to be
days.
talking about today is just The Last Jedi. I mean, there's some of us who are strong with the Force, and some of us leaned a little bit more towards the dark side on how we felt about this movie. There's a lot of fans that they're just kind of split right down the middle. They don't like it or they love it. And a lot of people just hate
the
it.
disparity. You have the disparity between what the critics' rating is and what the audience rating is.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
It's pretty incredible.
There is no rating. It's Star Wars.
There is no rating.
Yeah.
But with that being said, there's just one thing left to do. Dan, turn it on.
Turn it on.
Turn it on.
Man, 4 times. Like, Star Wars is the only movie franchise that you can go like 4 times and still feel like you haven't seen it enough.
Seriously.
Right?
Exactly. Like, 4 times in 4 days does not feel at all like it's overblown. It's right in line how I normally watch
I don't think we're
Star Wars.
fanatics at all, right?
No,
Not at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Stop.
Doesn't everybody do this?
Yeah,
I don't know,
everybody
like,
does.
That's
this.
normal for
Yeah.
Star Wars, right?
It's so weird when I tell my family how many times I see like Star Wars in a movie theater. Like, you saw it 7 times? You saw it 7 times in the theater. What are you crazy? I'm like, no, I just fucking love Star Wars.
They even hold an intervention for you and everything too. And They have
Yeah.
like your local old school pastor just sitting there telling
And
you
now
about
we
how
have-
Star Wars is bad.
Now we have Movie Pass.
Now we have Movie Pass, but still, I
easy
mean,
to-
like for Star Wars, you need IMAX. You need to see it in 3D because those movies are kind of meant to be in 3D and stuff like that.
Especially for this. I've never seen it in IMAX 3D. Last Jedi.
Yeah.
And I just saw it now and oh my god, that whole opening scene took it to a whole nother level.
I
Like
know.
every big movie I want to
That
watch. in
dreadnought,
IMAX
dude,
3D.
it's right in your face.
I
right
love
there in
I
your
love the
face.
name of the ship Dreadnought, but for
the
every
general.
Star Wars fan, the first viewing of a new Star Wars movie is very sacred. Like it's like you have to avoid all spoilers. Everybody wants to go in there clear-headed, and then that first viewing has to be perfect. And so there's something that happened in Burbank.
Well, we have to tell them spoiler talk. This is full,
spoiler.
full
All
spoiler
spo-
talk.
Full spoilers,
Full
full
Yeah.
spoilers. But before we get into that, the AMC in Burbank, they fucked up. They fucked up the
Fucked up
very
Star Wars.
first viewing of Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. And I think we were reading about it. It was like 10 minutes in, and
6 minutes.
it was flipping off the sound. You couldn't
Yeah,
hear
there's
anything.
no sound,
And
yeah.
then there was no picture, and all you could hear was sound or something like that.
You don't do that to rabid nerds, man.
No.
They'll rip and pinch
Oh
your
man,
ankles
there was an
and cheeks.
actual riot because they refused to start it from the beginning, and that's just fucking
That's horse shit.
That is some horse shit right there.
That's some
I would've-
tauntaun
You
shit.
know what? I would have rioted too. There's nothing that you could if you can't restart the movie for me. There's nothing else that you can do to make up for that. I would like if that happened to me, I would never
Yeah,
go to
and a-
AMC.
and a
And
free-
AMC is my
Yeah.
favorite.
And a free
Mine too.
pass doesn't cut it.
Yeah.
A free pass to go again. doesn't
No,
cut
and they were
it.
telling them, "Oh, we'll give you a free pass, but for tomorrow." It's like, "Fuck your tomorrow! I
Yeah.
want that shit now."
We waited 2 years for
I
this.
was
Like,
already,
buy
I'm
it.
already gonna see it tomorrow. I already have tickets
Yeah.
for tomorrow, so I have to cancel my tickets that I already have for tomorrow.
And are they
'Cause
gonna
we-
reimburse me
Yeah,
and
I
give
know.
me the following day because I got tickets for that day too?
But anyway, that was a very horrible accident. I hope that everybody can recover from their damaged personalities.
I hope the
of not being
projectionist
able to
is still
see-
alive.
Not able to see the Star Wars right when it
I
started.
feel like we need a fund to help for these
These impoverished.
Yes.
Dan stoned.
I know.
Well, of course, we just saw Jedi. Yeah, we gotta. Here's a drink to all those people that had their first viewing of The Last Jedi fucked up.
Feel bad for that.
Yeah,
bad.
there was a video too, wasn't there?
Yeah. That's why we don't go to
R.I.P.
Winnetka on first showing.
All right, so now that we're done with these people who had a fucked up showing,
Let's talk about our good showing.
let's talk about our experience of seeing it for the first time. Anton and I were together when we saw it for the first time, and Dan, you were with your brother, right?
Yep, I was with my brother. over at the Twin Pines Mall.
The Twin Pines Mall. That's right. Your theater is at the Twin Pines Mall from
Yep,
Back to the Future.
Back
That's
to the
cool.
Future.
And so let's just talk about how we felt after viewing the movie. So Dan, how did you feel when you were walking out of there?
I realized I felt the same way with Force Awakens. When I first watched it, I walk out feeling not necessarily disappointed, but always a little confused. Like I have to process it. And when I watched it the second time is when the rating starts getting a lot better for me. So the first time I saw it, I gave it like a 7.0. I saw a lot of problems with it. It was kind of irritating. It didn't match my expectations.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's just
Well, the Star Wars movie off the bat is already a 7. No matter how bad it is.
No matter how
The
bad.
prequels are really bad.
You
though.
always started at a 7.
Yeah.
So it was at a 7. But so when you walked out of there, did you feel like disappointed? Were you okay that it didn't meet your expectations?
No, I was very disappointed because
Yeah.
with the advertisement and everything, I was expecting this to be at least my second favorite Star Wars movie.
Okay.
I had that high expectations, thinking they were going to nail it.
But did you like the movie though?
I did like it. I didn't love it after
Yeah,
the
okay.
first viewing.
Okay. And what about you, Anton? How were you feeling after seeing it for the first time, walking out of the theater?
The first time I couldn't even rate it because I was processing everything that happened. There's a lot of things that happened in this movie.
Oh yeah, it's 2.5
You know,
hours.
it
and
feels
it's all
like
quick
watching Return
stories.
of the King here. It's like you think it's over, but it's not over.
It did feel like the end of a trilogy and not
Yeah.
the second one. You know?
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
I
because
mean?
it feels like Empire and Jedi put together.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
it has that like moments that you feel when you watch Empire and you watch Jedi.
It really did.
You
yeah.
know?
Yeah. So were you happy with after you walked out of the theater? Were you happy
I was
for the
happy.
first time?
I was
Okay.
happy, except for a couple of things. But are we gonna talk about that later, or we're gonna talk about that now?
Oh no, we won't talk about that. Well, yeah, I guess we can.
Should I bring it up already?
Just really quick.
Yeah.
I'm just trying what everybody felt after they walked
I
out
enjoyed
of the
it.
theater.
I really, really enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I was definitely disappointed, but I wasn't angry. Like, you know how they have those angry Star Wars fans? I mean, because it is just it is a movie.
Shirts.
Yeah, they were burning T-shirts.
But we were just talking about the first viewing.
Yeah,
right?
the
Yeah.
very first viewing. I walked out of there.
Second and third is not totally different story.
Yeah, that's a different story, and I'll get into that. But we, the first time I walked out of there, I was disappointed, but I wasn't angry. Like there was stuff in there that I really did like. I thought that was really cool, but I just remember letting go of my expectations for these movies now because we still have the ones that we love, and I'm not expecting for episode 9 to be good at all, like great at all. Like that's what it was when I walked out of there. It didn't meet my expectations, but I was okay with it.
You mean 8?
Episode 8, but I'm talking about in the next episode.
next one, yeah.
I'm not gonna hang on to expectations and nothing. I'm just like whatever. You just gotta watch these
Whatever you
movies.
learn from The Last Jedi is whatever you think is gonna happen is not gonna happen.
Yeah, but you still need to complete a story. You know what
and
I
that's
mean?
a little bit of the pressure too, because you see Force Awakens, right? And it's like, hey, that was almost as good as A New Hope. Like
Yeah.
that was really good.
Yeah.
This second movie there's so much pressure on this to legitimize this trilogy, like this, particular saga. So when we're watching it, you're walking out like, fuck, it's not anywhere as good as the OG trilogy.
No.
Like this trilogy is just not going to be as good.
From
It's too
first
late
viewing.
now.
For a first viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very first viewing. So now that we got, it was almost like we're so excited we got to see it, but you can't really judge a movie from the first viewing, especially something as deep as Star Wars. And so we got into our second and third viewing. And I will say, holy shit, I enjoyed it so much better. Oh, well, first of all, your first viewing, what did you give it?
My first viewing was a 7.0.
You were a 7.0. And Anton, you were
I couldn't even give it a rating.
You couldn't even give it a rating?
until the second one.
All right. Oh, I gave it a 7 the first time. And then afterwards, the second time, I gave it a 7.5.
At that point, I gave it an 8.0.
Okay.
The second time was a 9.5 for me.
Yeah. And then when I saw it for the third time, I had the most fun I've seen watching this movie yet, which I gave it an 8. And I'm like, that's it. Because we saw it a fourth time today. And after that, I was just like, I'm holding pretty strong at 8. This is just like
today,
an 8.
I rated a 10.
You gave it a 10 today because you got up and took a piss during Canto
No,
Bite.
he took a dookie during the dookie part of the movie.
The dookie.
Yeah, it's like I know it's gonna be bad, so I just left for a little bit, then came back.
Well, let's just. What about you, Dan? How did it change throughout? What were you finding enjoyment in seeing it over and over again? The rewatchability factor.
I ended up walking away. I think I'm giving it like an 8.5. If you can, I do an 8.25 if I can. It's like right in between an 8.0 and an 8.5 for me. But for me, it was once I accepted the fact of, okay, I'm not going to see what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take the movie for what it is.
Yeah.
And that's where I really enjoyed the good moments. It just kind of farted through the bad parts like Anton did. Like, so, all those preconceived notions, the pressure, the stress, everything's off, and I'm just enjoying the badass moments that come in this movie.
There's a lot of badass moments.
Oh man, I was surprised how well I fucking love the opening of this movie. Even the crawl going up for
Dude, the
episode
opening,
8.
you know what the opening made me feel? I was watching Rogue One because it's very dire. You know what I'm saying? Like the situations and the gravity of what's happening is very, very Rogue One. A lot of sacrifices. A lot of rebels died.
It was just straight up master. You didn't have to wait to the end of the movie to get a fucking awesome battle scene. It was right there, right at the start.
I think I rank it the best battle scene in the opening of a Star Wars.
It is the best opening of any Star Wars movie in my mind.
Just like rips you right
literally
there.
But the whole
best.
Jabba scene was so cool too, though.
But it took forever to get to that.
But yeah, if you're talking about that,
it just opened up the very first. As soon as it happened, it was just like holy shit.
Even
this
the
is,
pan in, go inside all those
zoom in,
space
yeah.
battles,
dude, that was so cool seeing all that stuff. And then, man, just that whole battle sequence. And then when it got to the bombers coming in, and
that's
like
my favorite part.
Even in that intense battle, it slows it down a little bit. Like it was just like it was like fucking movie sex. You know what I mean? Like it was just
we're
like
gonna talk about this from every part.
So my only gripe about that scene with the bombers is that they really didn't have a lot of fighters to protect them.
Yeah.
So it seemed they just came in very vulnerable, and they have so many freaking TIE fighters coming after you. It's like, well, of course they're gonna explode.
Because
and blow
they're
up.
running out
well,
of fucking rebels.
they were mowing down all their TIE fighters, and so that's when the bombers started to move in. They were still attacking, obviously, but it was just like they were following Poe, and that just doesn't seem like what an army does. An army's not going to follow their hot shot pilot. They're just going to follow their commander.
It's actually their fault that their bombers exploded, because once they hit that one TIE fighter that did a domino effect,
and that's what I did.
Everything.
How did that one TIE fighter just rip through 3 ships after it crashed?
It was just bad trajectory. Like when you hit something and it hits like the domino effect.
But how cool was that dreadnought looking thing, though, man?
That was the general behind that.
Oh, dude, he was. What was his name? It wasn't Kennedy. It sounded like
Captain
Kennedy.
Cassidy.
Captain Cassidy. It was Cassidy. I thought it was Kennedy.
Good, man.
He was the most competent fucking thing.
Very menacing. Way better.
Well, they get into that later. I noticed the dialogue that explains why Hux is so bumbling.
Why?
It was Snoke was talking about that when we see Kylo Ren confronting Snoke for the first time, and he was ending his conversation with Hux.
And he says,
when
why do you think I keep?
Yeah, why do you keep he called him something. I don't know. A Rex. He called him something like that. He goes, "This is why I keep them in such high a high commander,
that species
because basically they're stupid.
Yeah,
you can control them, and they're not. He doesn't want leaders. He wants followers.
Yeah.
That's what Snoke wants, and the Resistance wants the opposite. They want leaders, not
build
followers,
leaders. Yeah,
they want to build leaders, and Snoke just wants followers. But that Cassidy guy, dude, he was perfect, man.
He was a great character.
So
man,
badass.
I just loved it. Like he had that energy, he just had that.
And
the
nice red light on his face.
Dude, I love the harsh red in this.
It's funny
movie.
because you can feel like he was like a remnant of the old Republic.
Yeah.
The old empire. You know what I'm saying? Like
that's what it felt
like.
He was probably like a cadet during the original trilogy or some shit. That was really cool. But they got blown up. But I like Poe flying that X-wing in that scene, man.
Do you like the comedy of Poe?
I do. I thoroughly enjoy it. You're supposed to like these movies. You're not supposed to take them too seriously. But like when he does that 360 around, then he goes back, and then he like takes out the guys. Another thing I noticed too, and there's another choice that Rian Johnson made that I liked, was like when the camera was just outside the X-wing while it was flying around. You could hear Poe talk, but it was through his radio, and his voice sounded distorted. Did you notice that? That sounded so cool. It was almost sounded like it was like underwater. Or
the first word was BB-8, right? I have a bad feeling about this.
BB-8 was supposedly say, I had a bad feeling about this.
And then happy beeps.
Yeah. Happy beeps, man.
Happy beeps.
Happy beeps. I love that line.
Yeah.
Happy beeps, buddy. That's like so cool. But and then the bombers come, and then we had Rose's sister. Did she have a name? Did we?
Paige Tika.
Paige
Paige
Tico.
Paige Tico or Peach Tico, something like that.
And that was
Shoot,
really cool.
That whole scene was cool because we've never seen that in a Star Wars movie.
Very
that
Rogue
type
One.
of
That's
suspense.
like-
I love how everything was like, even the look inside the bombers and stuff felt very World War II.
It did,
kind of like
man.
Rogue One did. You know, I just
Yeah.
like just the way everything looked, and even in the final battle in the trenches,
It's like
the
Doolittle
dudes in
bombing
the
Japan.
trenches,
You know what I'm saying? Like
It was
like
fu-
the bomber
it was cool. It was this movie opened up so strong.
So cool, man.
And so we
Great
went
intro.
from what happened? We went from the opening scene of that battle. Was there anything else about that?
scene. The sacrifices. Everybody just
Yeah.
for the cause. They will
Just for
die
the cause.
automatically.
Because Poe was like because Carrie Fisher, I mean Princess Leia, told him to turn back after
Yeah.
he took out the surface cannons. He's like, no, let's take this thing down. And she's like seeing all the fighters die left and right.
Yeah, see, and that's kind of the beauty about this is that you have the First Order who has all the money, right, and all the technology and all the people, but then you have the rebels who are literally killing and sacrificing themselves that we've seen in all Star Wars
Yeah.
movies because they're so undermanned and they're always driving like piece of shit technology.
and that is the spark.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Like
There was
all their
and,
sacrifices.
and then after that we got like because they take off in light speed, the escape
Can we
ship.
go to your favorite part?
No, we go back into the dreadnought, where Hux is, and Snoke is calling them right
Oh,
after
yeah.
they escape. It's
Oh,
like,
and he
oh
pulls-
shit,
yeah, splits his
yeah.
lip.
Oh man, that was so cool. I love it. It was like comedic, but kind of like threatening at the same time, because his like, oh, I'll take it in my chambers, and then the face just appeared right there. It was just like,
It shows
oh,
you the powers.
oh man, Snoke, he was powerful. And you know what? Well, I won't talk about that stuff.
We're gonna go there. We're gonna go there.
But anyway, and so after that, we go back to Princess Leia's ship. So when Poe's getting out of the ship, and Finn wakes up, and he asks where Rey is, and that brings me to some of my favorite parts of the movie. We go to Octu. Octu with Rey and Luke. How did you guys feel about that?
That whole scene was great, man. They
Everything.
had such great
Dagobah all over
chemistry.
again, but even better, I think.
It was, and the first viewing, I saw Luke, and I really liked him in it. When I watched it the second time and the third time, I appreciate his acting so much in this. He gets
Absolutely.
old Luke. I see pop up with that humor, and he just digs, and he can immediately turn on the drama immediately.
How do you feel when he threw the lightsaber?
Dude, that was one of my favorite parts. I loved it. I will tell you right now, I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
I thought it was the best thing that he could have done. And some people were complaining, like, why couldn't he just drop in front? I'm like, no, because the thing is, at that point of his life, he's
Put it
done.
behind him.
He came here to die. He's just like, nope, don't need this. It goes, fuck the Jedi. The Jedi doesn't need. It isn't until later that he changes his mind. Obviously,
Well, at
but
the end of the movie, you know that he really didn't need that lightsaber.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but like everything on Octu was just like, it was just so great. All the Rey hunting him. You know what I liked about it is the opening scene and all that stuff was so fast. Things are happening.
And it slows
we
down.
go to Octu and it slows down.
Yeah.
And they
breathes,
didn't.
yeah.
They didn't even rush that. They, like you could have just started off with like her handing him the lightsaber and he's just like, all right, now you will begin your training. It's like no, she had to work him. She had to like. I love that. I
Followed him
fucking
around,
love
just
that.
like-
She had to milk him like he milked those nipples.
Yeah. With
those
for
nipples.
green milk,
Yeah.
dude. Even that shit I love
It was
because
great.
it's
The
just
quirkiness of
like,
Luke,
oh,
like,
yeah,
like-
the quirkiness.
Yeah.
It's like that's what these Jedi Masters go like when they just go hermit themselves on these.
dude,
like,
how
strange
awesome was
places.
he pole vaulting just to catch fish?
Oh, dude,
that
that
thing was
was
cool.
that
and
was
Ray
so
was like,
incredible.
"What the fuck was going on here?" Like,
And he just, on the next scene, next cut. and
Yeah, he's
just
just
with a
carrying
big
that
old
giant fish, man.
fish.
I fucking loved it, and the porgs I didn't mind. I mean,
I
they
really
were
didn't
they
mind
were
them.
cute.
did
I
you
didn't
feel bad for the fried porg?
No,
because that one already died and it was already killed.
It
He
made
might as
me
well just
hungry.
eaten it.
It made me hungry. It was the
Well,
force.
did
the force was
Chewie kill that porg, or the porg was already
the
dead?
I'm
force
assuming
was
he killed
balancing
it.
itself out. You guys, it was just the force balancing itself
Yeah.
out. That
It means the
happens.
Tatooine came in and drowned.
That is
some.
happening. But now I'm kind of hungry and like I kind of want to eat pork. I would
Yeah.
eat
It
pork.
looks like
I don't care how
chicken.
cute it
I would
is. I'd eat it.
I'd eat
Yeah.
it.
Chinese style roasted pork.
And then we
teriyaki.
had the nuns on.
Oh, that's my
Octu.
favorite. Like every time Ray destroys something, the nuns
Yeah.
just like look at her like fucking.
Like you, bitch.
Yeah. It's like, get the fuck out of my
Yeah.
island. You know what I'm saying?
I think my favorite scene, one of my favorite scenes on Octu is when Rey finally like I think it was when after she saw him off with the fish maybe, But anyway, she's following Luke around, and all of a sudden she hears the whispers from the forest tree, and she goes into the forest tree.
Oh,
and
I
you
love
hear
that part.
You hear the echo, like all the echoes. All of a sudden, it's like, "Who are you?" And it was like Luke, and he was like right in there with her. I'm like, I fucking love this. This is so. That whole scene, everything.
I'm
in
right
there was
from
really
nowhere.
Cool. Yeah, nobody's from nowhere. Where are you from? Jakku. Okay, that's pretty much nowhere.
And right there, you see old Luke, man. Like, yeah.
Oh man, it was just
What a
so
piece of
great.
junk.
Yeah. Oh man, that was just so great. Chewbacca kind of took the back seat in this movie a little bit, but
really?
it's not a little bit.
But
a little
he shined though, man. In the Millennium
When he
Falcon,
was-
he was like the whole time. Why
we're
wasn't he
gonna go-
piloting?
But we're not gonna go there yet.
We're
Yeah.
gonna go to a part where
On Octu?
on Octu where Chewie busted that door open.
Oh yeah, that
Oh,
part
yeah.
was great.
But before that, did you notice like when Luke was packing that thing? There's like a little book here, and then there's
yeah,
a
there's
compass.
There's the compass from Battlefront 2.
From Battlefront 2.
Yeah, the
that's
Battlefront 2 compass, and then there was.
I thought
a
you didn't notice that one.
A red. No, I know that was. I noticed that the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
I noticed that the first. Yeah. Then there was the red kyber crystal that's supposed to be from Darth Revan or something like that.
Ravon.
Ravan.
Yeah.
Somebody apparently. Because it was released in the art of Star Wars: The Last Jedi book. That's like
That's
that
on my
design
pre-order
was.
in my
Oh
Amazon.
yeah, I'm
So
gonna
he's
go
got
get
a
that.
kyber crystal.
Oh, by the way, do you have
He
my
has a
Rogue
red
One book?
Yes, I do. I thought I gave it back to you.
I
If
don't
not,
have
I
it.
have
I'm like, I was looking for it the other day. Like, oh,
No,
right.
I
back to
I have it.
Yeah,
But
back to the podcast.
Back to Octu. Let's go back to Octu.
Yeah.
Everything on Octu is fantastic. The only thing, and this is like a recurring problem that I was noticing during the movie, is like there was just so much like reoccurring dialogue, like the same line said over and over again.
When she's like,
When-
the rebellion needs you, blah blah blah.
but it wasn't just in that scene. It seemed like it was in every aspect of the movie. There was a constant thing like we are the spark that ignites the rebellion. Like how many? There was like 5 or 6 times they said that exact same line. I'm like, all right, I fucking get it. I almost imagine like the followers is like, okay, yeah, we're the spark that fucking we're gonna blow up.
Well,
Give us
but
something
the
else
thing is,
other
you know
than
what the
sparks.
spark was, right? The spark was Broom Boy.
Broom Boy, fuck
the
Broom
end.
Boy.
That was the
No,
spark.
fuck him. I just didn't like that it ended. on him.
That was the ignited spark when they were talking, when people
Yeah.
are talking about what happened, and that was the
But
spark.
I've never seen the Star Wars really end on another character. Usually
Yeah.
it ends on our main character.
That's
I don't
like-
think it's another character. I think it's just like a thing that hope resides in the galaxy. It's just a
Yeah.
message.
I just didn't like it because it coincides with a section of the movie that we
But I
really
like it.
dislike. I know you like it. I actually like the concept of it. I like the visually. I thought it looked nice, but ending on that is the last shot
broom
that
had
we
an
see,
erection?
when the broom was basically a lightsaber. When the
the
kid just
boys-
raises it up.
We're
The
over.
boys'
We're
balls
jumping.
dropped.
We gotta
Yeah,
go.
we're jumping. But anyway, so
finish
so
Octu.
we leave Octu and we go back to Leia's ship. And we went back to Snoke because when we see Kylo Ren and Snoke for the first time in this movie. And dude, you know what, man? Online on the internet lately, there's been a lot of fucking hate talk on villains who are completely CGI.
Dude, Snoke looks so real.
Snoke
Snoke
looks
looked
so
good.
fucking
Even his
good.
nose hairs look real, dude.
Everything
Yeah.
looks so incredible on Snoke. I thought it felt like he was a real person.
And that's why it annoys me where it's like you can't get fucking Superman's lip right, but you go and create a whole fucking alien.
No,
that
they
looks
lost
real.
money already. That's why they didn't have enough
Yeah.
money. But Disney has money.
Man,
Disney
he
was like
looks, he looks
Skywalker
real.
going like this, you know? That's
Dude,
just money.
Star Wars made a third of what Justice League did worldwide, just domestic on his first weekend.
Yeah,
Not even. It's not even done.
It's not even done. It's
Yeah.
gonna crack over 200 mil. Dude.
Oh,
That's
absolutely.
crazy.
But anyway, the scene with Snoke and Kylo, right when Hux is leaving, and it's weird because I'm starting to focus now on what Snoke's doing, like trying to break down his intentions with Kylo Ren. It seems like he's breaking him down on purpose, and it felt like he wanted Kylo Ren to hate him. He's kind of breaking him down.
That is the training of the dark side, though.
Yeah,
Hate.
But it seemed later on at the end of the movie, he was like, all right, you're about to finish your training.
Yeah.
But all that hate talk made him basically, it fueled his seduction to the light.
You know my favorite part of that scene?
What's that?
when he was like, because he was like Darth Vader fanboy, right? It's like,
Yeah.
get that ridiculous thing
Yeah.
off.
Take that ridiculous
Dude, I
thing
love
off your
Kylo
face.
Ren's helmet, man. It looks dope.
Yeah, but it's a fanboy helmet. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
no,
Like,
it is, but like it's still a cool looking helmet.
It is a
man.
cool
it's like, I
looking
want to
helmet.
see your face. Like
Yeah.
a Sith. Because, like, he has scars, right? His face is scarred. I want to see your scarred face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because, like.
Show me the pain.
'cause
And you
Snoke
can
is
read
like,
somebody's eyes, man. You can't read it.
because
with
the last thing you would see Snoke say is like, "Hey, you guys."
Yeah.
It was.
Sloth.
He looked good. He looked great. And then we start to. Did we go back to Act 2? Oh no, let's just touch a little bit.
Also, real quick in that scene, I like how they set up his red officers behind him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Remember
they
Kylo
always
said
like.
it and whoosh, and they all
Yeah.
come out. It's like, oh shit,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
setting up that battle.
Yeah, they were setting up that that
Yeah.
battle that we were seeing later. That was really cool. Were those the Knights of Ren?
I'm not sure.
I don't think no.
They're
no.
Praetorian, dude.
Why
They're
do
Praetorian.
they keep
Yeah.
talking about motherfucking Knights
See,
of
I'm
Ren and we
thinking
don't hear about
I'm thinking
them?
the Knights
We
of
don't see
Ren
'em.
are the other handful of Jedis that he took with him.
Well, I think they're.
Yeah, but where are they in this universe? Like, we haven't seen a single Knight of Ren.
Well, if you really want to go nitpicky, remember, like, we end off Force Awakens with the First Order's base destroyed, right? And then in the crawl it says, like, he sent his legions to control the galaxy. So everybody has, like, probably a leader in different sectors of that
Oh,
galaxy.
this is the only one that we're watching.
Yeah,
is-
what
is-
we're watching is whatever's
Kylo
left
Ren's,
that's
yeah.
following the rebels.
Those would be cool freaking spin-offs, man.
Like
You
all
get,
the other ones are like fucking controlling other planets
Yeah.
and making sure that they're all in line of what the First Order is doing.
Dude, that's so badass,
You know,
man.
so there's a lot of
it's like
stories in
fucking
there.
Wu-Tang
I
Clan
bet you.
Star
I bet you
Wars.
they're all gonna turn on Kylo next episode because they're gonna find out what happened.
I don't think so. No. They're gonna follow his legion, dude. They're the other Jedi's.
They're gonna find out what happened.
They're the Knights of Ren, though. Like that, they're Kylo's people.
And that means he's gonna. Then is he gonna join up with Rey and start battling the Knights of Ren? That'd be pretty cool. And then they bone and have a Skywalker.
I still ship Kylo Ray.
Huh?
Kylo Ray.
That's what we just
Yeah,
said. That's what we
yeah,
were just saying.
Yeah, and then they're gonna end up having kids and shit.
And he's still-
Skywalker Solo,
yeah,
There's a lot of
Luke Solo.
force projection between Rey and.
we're gonna
Kylo
go to that
Ren.
on the next Act 2
Yeah.
segment.
Well, that's what we're going to right now.
we're
right
going to
there.
the next act
Yeah,
two?
we already
Yeah.
talked to everything about that.
Yep.
We got Rey and Ben Kenobi, Ben Solo, Kylo Ren. They're connected by the Force, and at first it was a little strange, but they do hint on that a little bit in the
Well,
original
Snoke says it.
trilogy.
Yeah.
And I know, but seeing it, but like you do get that in the original trilogy. You
Yeah.
do see different characters connect through the Force, and
Yeah.
like father is like Luke, when they're
Oh,
looking
yeah,
out, they can
yeah.
feel each other through the
But
Force.
They are like equals though, because they're all like whatever Kylo is in the dark, Rey is the light. You know what I'm saying?
And
It balances out.
It
They're
was
the
it was
balance.
through Snoke's little speech to him. Kylo Ren becoming strong and powerful is what made Rey become awakened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he actually said that, and that's
Yeah.
what the Force Awakens because he says, I told you, for every dark, there's a light that
yeah,
rises.
Yeah.
the Force balances
Yeah.
out no matter what.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so if only like good Jedis are left, some dark one has to rise
So
too.
let me throw something at you then.
What?
Broom Boy. If he's a fucking Jedi that's coming up and there's another little asshole kid out there that's part of the fucking Sith ready to rise up. But instead of a broomstick, what is he holding?
A double broomstick,
A dustpan.
a
A
dustpan.
fucking dildo, right? He's shaking it in the air.
You know? No, but,
But,
Act 2 segment was cool. It's like Luke catching like two fucking teenagers making out in a closet and just like, what the hell are you doing?
It did look like
Oh,
that.
that was further on in the
Oh, is that
movie
further on?
when Rey was kind of done hating Kylo and she kind of understood him a little bit, and they're having like that moment in front of the fire where they're about to touch hands and Luke.
It was almost like spin the
No,
bottle or
yeah.
7 minutes
But
in
they
heaven.
hinted there, like in the first Act 2 when Kylo was wet, they hinted that you could force project matter
Yeah.
already. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's the first hint because he has like water.
Ooh, that's right. You think he's gonna get right in there and make a fucking Rey Skywalker baby?
No, it's gonna be a Luke Solo is what they're. They're gonna name the kids Luke.
Hey,
going to.
what kid? There isn't even a kid. You
Oh,
were just
there's a
talking-
kid coming in episode 9.
Yeah, like,
we know that.
She had an orgasm when they touched fingers.
Ray's,
That's what I'm
Ray's
saying,
getting
man.
preggers. You think Ray's getting preggers
She
in
immediately
episode
fell in
9?
love with them. You see
Pregnant
it in
Ray
her eyes.
Jedi fighting.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious.
That'd be pretty badass though too.
Hold my baby. I gotta take care of the Sith.
She's there doing one power, baby doing force out of the other one. It's like double combo.
Don't we go back to a thing after that?
After Act 2. Well, no, we go back to the Rebel ship where Leia's basically demoting Poe.
On the Rebel ship, did any of you guys notice that giant bear walking in the background?
Yeah,
Remember, I mentioned it
I saw
to
a
you.
bear?
Yeah, there was some giant bear just
a bear
walking in the
species.
background.
It's just
What the
a
fuck is
species
that?
of alien.
It's
He's
like
Yeah,
a
but it was
throw-
just randomly there.
It's a
Like, who the fuck
throwback
is
to the
that
Wolfman,
guy?
dude.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the
Yeah.
species that they had with them on that planet, and they were
Could've
just I don't
been.
know. It seems like they're preserving species, maybe.
I just want to know more about that character. Like, who the fuck is this guy? Like,
Bear.
We'll find
What's his
out in the
story?
next trilogy.
Bearman?
We will. Maybe he'll get a. Maybe he'll be.
Maybe he's
Luke's-
force sensitive. He's like,
Maybe he'll be raised daddy. You know. So yeah. So we go back to Princess Leia demoting Poe for making that risky choice and losing all the bombers, and it feels like Princess Leia is just trying to groom Poe into being a leader,
Yeah.
Yep.
and that was his whole arc for the movie, which I thought was
It was
really
an
well.
amazing arc. It was a good full circle for him.
Yeah, for Poe,
was
that was
good.
really good.
It was good.
The one thing though that okay, so BB-8 is Poe's, right?
Mm-hmm.
He never takes him on. BB-8 always goes on adventures with other characters. He's just like, hey, can we borrow your droid? We got to go break into this base. He's like, hey, you brought my droid back. All right, hey, buddy. It's just like, you're a shitty droid
Only in the
owner.
beginning when he has him in, with the X-wing.
Yeah,
That's it.
that was the. Oh
Yeah.
man, BB-8 fixing that X-wing was so cool. But not to go back to the first scene real quick. BB-8 fixing his under there. That was fucking so rad.
So,
That's
so
very R2 of him.
Poe's X-wing is black,
Yeah.
right? Is the design any different?
yeah, because it
is?
was made by those people that sell weapons to the First Order in Canto
It's a
Bight.
new kind of X-wing because
Oh.
It's a new X-wing.
because like the turbines are just one circle splitting. The old X-wings are two turbines
Yeah.
going like this.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know what
It
I'm
was
saying? Like,
it's a brand new X-wing. It's the black X-wing. But yeah, so Poe's kind of getting
I don't
demoted.
see a yellow X-wing though. Like, why don't they have a yellow X-wing?
I want a brown one.
It's like for whatever leader. Like if you're blue leader, like blue leader's hot though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The girl, yeah.
Yeah,
Aren't
But
they
anyway.
always?
Yeah.
So Poe's demoted, and we get that whole thing, and
That speech, like
yeah, and that's right when they come out of hyperdrive,
hyperspace.
whatever, and the First Order catches up to them. They find out that they can track them through fucking hyperspace.
Yeah.
And what the fuck? Like, okay, that's cool. We can do
They
that
never
now.
actually explained that.
You know what tracks him, right? The flux capacitor drive.
The flux capacitor.
It's always the flux capacitor.
I don't know, it was
looking, dude. Like it's like
so this is where the most of the movie of the rebels take place, is them trying to just escape the
it's like
First
Battlestar
Order.
Galactica.
Yeah,
It is.
they're just escaping the entire time.
It's just like just waiting for them to run out of gas.
And there was so many. I would notice that there would be so many images that were of the computer screens where it would show the starships, and it would show the rebel ship, and there was a fucking barrier
like
of
little
where,
halo,
like, this is just so you guys know, this is how far our guns can reach, and this is where the ship is. We're getting closer to them. It's
They
just
still reach him, but like for damage, you have to be closer.
yeah,
Yeah,
for real
because you
damage.
can see it like when they were like flying, like you see the force field, like they still hit it, but the impact is not as strong unless you go inside that barrier. Then the impact is a lot harder.
And it kind of and now it starts to bring us to our least favorite part of the movie. This is the worst part. This is where we started getting problems with this movie. Is we're introduced to Rose, a new character, Rose, who I at first I'm like, I don't know about her. I'm like, what's going on? She's just really crying and wet. I don't like it. Why is she just crying?
Wet. That sounds like
Yeah, and I described that
But not
bad,
wet in a
but it's
good
just
way.
like she's just crying, and I just didn't like her. I did not like
either.
Rose.
I didn't.
you didn't like her acting, or you didn't like her writing.
I did not like her
everything.
acting. Her acting was not that of what I would see as Star Wars worthy.
Because
It felt very. If she felt like a theater actress who was just like you could see her acting a mile away. You know what I mean? Because when you act theatrically, it's just like the choices that you make, your little movements, the way that you act is up to 11 when you really only need like an
It made her
8 for
comedic
film.
relief, but it wasn't.
It was.
reading as
She
a
was not
comedic
comedic relief.
No.
She was supposed to be undeniably the heart of the movie.
Yeah, but it just
and it was
wasn't.
just so bad. It was
She's
just
like the every person.
She was just
like,
a
yeah.
one-note character.
I didn't like
mean,
the
she was very
actress. I didn't
one-dimensional.
like the idea of the character. And then they have to go to Cantobite, this casino that looked very like human. That looked very Earth.
They were wearing
It's like an Earth casino.
They're in Monaco.
But they got
Casino
tuxedos.
Royale.
Yeah, it was just like, oh my god. And then the fucking leprechaun running around trying to put coins.
That's where
in
it became
BB-8.
prequely.
Like,
Like-
oh man, it was so everything about the
It was
only
very Harry
good. The only
Potter-ish.
good thing about this sequence was fucking Benicio del Toro.
I loved Benicio.
I
del
really
Toro
liked him in this
I liked him
movie.
in this
I
I
liked
didn't
him.
even like him.
DJ,
I
Because
liked
he
him.
doesn't have a redemption.
Well, he's
Well,
not a true.
he's not
just
supposed to.
He's just a swindler.
Yeah.
But like,
He's a
See, you know what his character
he's a
reminded me
scoundrel.
of? He reminded me of Han Solo, but without the redeemable heart.
Yeah.
And I appreciated
The
that.
thing
They
is-
No, he had
deviated.
he gave the smelt back to her. He gave
Yeah,
the necklace
exactly.
back
it's
to her.
just like
True.
because he was preaching like in war there is no good and bad.
Yeah, there's no because
It's just like,
it's
yeah.
a machine that creates war so
Yeah.
we can make money.
Do you
Yeah.
feel like he's coming back in episode 9?
Maybe.
I could see him coming
I
back.
do too, and I see him having a redemption in episode 9.
Well, I didn't like the Cantobite sequence, but like it's vital though for the story.
Yeah, for the
They-
story,
they
but,
needed it. It
but
just-
no,
it
it's
wasn't-
not.
No,
It was
it's
not
not,
vital to the
yeah.
story because it had no effect on the outcome of the story.
It did.
What they
It did.
no, it didn't. They failed.
it
It
was
had
only
nothing
Finn's
to do with
arc.
anything.
That was it. But it didn't affect
No,
the
fucking
outcome.
Broom Boy. I'm telling you, Broom Boy has an arc.
But
Yeah, he's
no,
already
oh my
there.
god, it's for a movie that hasn't even been fucking made yet, dude. Like that's so
Well,
dumb.
it's
like
set up.
I understand it's set up for nothing. It's set up for us to hate most of the movie that we just saw.
Yeah.
Cantobite was
Finn
awful.
fails.
See, the thing is, though, my problem with Cantobite, it's not the Cantobite. My problem is the execution of that scene in Cantobite.
Yeah, it looked too human.
I think
Yeah.
they should have done it like more like the Ring of Catherine, where like in Rogue One when what's his name, when you know like that little gritty fucking neighborhood.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
yeah.
about. It
I
should-
wanted to
it should
be
have
like
been
more gritty.
Like
and,
Mos
like,
Eisley Cantina,
yeah.
man. Show us something like that.
It should have looked like a place that Jabba the Hutt fucking.
See, and Force Awakens got it right at Mos.
yeah, Kanata's
yeah.
castle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their cantina scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. That casino is just so dumb,
It's
man.
so clean. It's so clean for a start. That's why I felt like it's prequel.
and was this Justin Theroux was the guy that they were
Yeah.
looking for? What a fucking! It was just oddly written. It was
And
oddly.
it would have made more sense if Benicio del Toro's character maybe stole the lapel or something, so that way when they see it, they think it's him, and they went off in the story with him. That would have made more sense than just, we know it's
Well,
not.
what sucks about Benicio del Toro, they're like he offered to help. Like
Yeah.
you want a code breaker? I'm a code breaker. You know what I'm saying? Like he was like,
No. Well, how about this? She didn't. She said, "Look for the man with the red lapel." And when they found him, what happened? They got caught and got brought to the code breaker.
yeah.
Maz Kanata's one. She's a
Maybe,
force user, so
maybe.
she could see that. Look for the man with the red lapel, and that's where you get caught and put into this jail, and you're gonna find Benicio del Toro, and he's gonna fucking use his bubblegum wrapper and fucking break out
But
of jail.
then she should have seen that he was gonna fuck them over, and they wouldn't.
Well,
even
the
do
thing
it.
is, Maz is like, I trust this guy with my life. Maybe it is fucking Justin Theroux that they really need for. But who cares? Nobody cares about the scene. I take a shit while
Yeah,
this
it was.
scene was
The
happening.
scene was so dumb. Like, and this is why I get angry is because it's not like a choice to take the story where the story's going to go from now on. I actually like the decisions they made where the story's going to go. It's just like this sequence, this sub story took such like a front stage headlight.
and the
like,
girl
I
with a
hated it.
freaking 6 cleavages. Like,
Oh, I love that part.
That was funny. Yeah,
Doing
I
that.
loved it.
She's bouncing.
You see how big the cleavage? Like cleavage here.
She had like 6 tits. She had 6 boobies.
Anton had an erection. During
Yes,
that
he
time.
did.
It was singing.
That part is
No,
so
but I
funny.
like the Cantobite for the little boy. I like that little boy.
I mean, I like him. The thing is, there's not enough for me to. All I can say is like he might be the new Luke Skywalker.
No, I don't think they're trying to say that. I think they're trying to say that they are the spark, the young ones, the new generation.
And
is
that
the
was the
spark.
Millennium Falcon, right? Streaking
No,
across
because when
he
they
sees
said
it.
that, the Millennium Falcon was already in hyperspace. It was already
Oh, it was
traveling
already?
really soon in warp
Oh.
speed.
So it was
it's
just a shooting
it's
star.
It's just like a shooting star, like a Disney nod.
See, but it
basically.
was
It was
steady,
just. It
and
was
then
just.
It,
It was
took
just wanting to be a part of the
Yeah.
higher
Yeah.
galaxy. That's basically
yeah,
what.
like
what
I like
was.
that because I think that's what the spark is. That's what they keep talking about the spark. Like you said earlier, I think
It
the
was
spark is
basically
the young-
killing off the
young-
old stories
Yeah.
and just making a brand new story, in which I'm fine with, but do it better. Like, make the why fucking Cantobite? I'm sorry, but Cantobite is so bad. I can't go above an 8.
Well,
like
that's
I can't
what
believe
dropped-
you how many you had test audiences that enjoyed this
No,
part of
Star
the
Wars
movie.
doesn't have a test
They,
audience.
you test it with the fucking executives. You get the people inside the company watch the movie.
Only a group full. Like,
And how
8
do they
people
like
watched
that?
it.
I don't know.
They didn't test it. That's the thing with Star Wars. That's what Kathleen Kennedy was saying. We can't test because leaks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Leaks. You
but
can't
still,
test it.
like
Leaks.
exactly, she sees it, and if that Cantabite sequence, and because everything in this movie seemed to be set up by J.J. Abrams, all the stuff we like is because it was set up by J.J. And if this Cantabite sequence is what is Ryan Johnson's actual like good creative vision, and he's doing a fucking trilogy after this for Star Wars, I'm not excited.
Like it's a hit or miss. I think it's one of his like ideas. Like he has 10 ideas, one of them didn't.
Well,
hit.
the good thing with that though is that there's no pressure of the original. Like he can't fuck up Luke again, which is what a lot of the people that are negative towards this movie are saying. To him, it's brand new. There's no expectations. He can't fuck anything up if it's all brand new.
No, I don't think he fucked it up. I think he was just paying a nod to the prequels. Like it's just a nod. I think it was.
I don't think it was a nod. I think
just a
he
little
was trying to
nod.
make a really fun, exciting scene, and he failed.
And
miserably on
remember,
that.
like when Lucas was like, "I'm making Star Wars for the kids." You know what I'm saying? Like for the young ones. It might not be for us, like old timers that like not really old timers. but
So for kids, you make a casino scene where there's drunk people running around and a lady with six
leprechauns.
fucking
like,
titties.
well, it is a
Six
fun
fucking
scene. It
tits.
wasn't. There's nothing.
There was nothing
She
fun
took the
about it.
titty girl and tore
you.
And
it
not only
apart
that,
and
you know what
multiplied
it was too. The whole purpose was them to go find the guy with the fucking flower on his jacket, and they never show them looking for the guy with the fucking flower on his jacket. They get there like, oh, we're supposed to be looking for a guy with a flower on his jacket, and then sideswipe, and they just meet up at a bar. It's like I can't find him, and then there's a thunderous sound. They go out to the fucking horse
BB-8
race.
finds the guy in the jacket.
Yeah, but it's just like what the fuck. I hate fucking Cantabite. I hate it. I hate it more than Rose hates it.
It bites.
Yeah.
But it has a purpose. So we're
Well,
moving on.
it doesn't really have a purpose
It
other
does.
than setting up fucking Broom Boy, and you're telling me you're gonna make a shitty part of a movie to.
No,
to
that's the
set-
purpose to show you like what the galaxy is. Like there is profit, and then you see the little people, and that's where the rebellion starts from. Like the little people that get
No,
oppressed.
I get that. It's just the scene went on for way too long. Then I think. to
I'm
prove a
saying like
point.
the execution was wrong, but the
Yeah.
scene, there's a needed scene for that moment.
Yeah.
It's just the way they executed Cantobite. They could have did it somewhere else to show like
Yeah.
uprising. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
see,
little.
the message behind it, I agree with you. That was
Yes.
cool. I just think
Yeah.
the whole Cantobite scene itself,
It's
I
the,
didn't like
it's,
it.
it's the execution that I
Yeah,
don't
the
like.
execution wasn't
The
good at all.
idea of it I like. The execution is what
Yeah.
I don't like.
It just looked
Yeah.
too prequels.
Yeah, it's prequel.
Man.
You know what I'm
It was
saying? Like,
very.
but
Whatever.
well, it's Star Wars.
All right. Next.
Nothing's
scene.
perfect.
Next scene. Well, I think they're still on the ship with Benicio del Toro.
Yeah,
And
and,
that
then
was
that's
kinda
when they
cool.
break
High-
in. He gives back the
Yeah,
medallion.
Did you say that like they call Asians Haitian?
What?
Haitian smelt?
Like half Haitian.
Haitian.
and
No, you
half
said
Asian.
Haitian smelt, right?
Yeah, Haitian smelt.
Oh.
That's what they call Asians.
Well, we have Haitians here, and they're
Because
not
they hate
Asian.
Yeah.
Asians.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so where are we at right now? This is when.
Well, they get trapped by Phasma. You know, he.
Oh yeah,
sells them out.
they get. This is another thing.
No,
and-
we're going back to Act 2, actually.
Yeah, but anyway, to touch on that, I think it's so like weird that it seems too easy to break into like a first order ship. I mean, like every movie that we've seen has been them sneaking onto somewhere, like in
And
the
here's
first
question,
order
though,
stuff.
with that is, in order to get into their uniform room, A, what do they know it was at? And B, how do you even get
Well,
to
Well,
the
Finn,
uniform?
you have Finn.
Yeah, but how do you get to that uniform room in regular clothes?
Finn.
Finn.
Yeah, but how?
Finn.
But how did you get in the room, though?
I don't
Well,
know.
well,
It's,
he
it's,
does
it's in an
sanitation, come
area that's not very well guarded because it's just clothes. Like, you know what I mean?
And
But
the fake out of the iron coming out.
yeah, that was good. That was
cool.
that was
I like
interesting. I like that.
Yeah, I wish I had that iron because I hate ironing my clothes.
No, I use the steamer.
It is a steamer iron because
Okay, so they're captured by. They end up getting captured by Captain Phasma and all those guys because they're trying to shut off the tracker so they can get away. And you know what? I was a little underwhelmed with the fight between Phasma
Very much so.
and Finn.
Very much so.
It's like he didn't even kill her; she just died by falling in fire.
I don't think she's dead.
You don't think she's
Sure.
dead?
A lot of
In the
people
fire.
fall in Star Wars and like,
Yeah, but she
unless you
literally got
die,
engulfed by fire.
Yeah, she got engulfed by fire.
no, she's wearing chrome.
Hey,
Well, yeah, but
let-
her eye was
that's
showing.
me.
I could hear it.
Okay, sorry.
If
I just
anything,
get
her
anxious.
eye. Her
Hey,
eye
let go of the
melted.
past, Anton. Let go of the
She's back,
past.
believe me.
She's dead.
Maybe.
Unless you're killed before you fall,
I agree.
but like, dude,
All right.
Darth Maul alive.
Let's make a bet to this because I'm gonna say she's dead.
I'm gonna say she's dead too.
You want to say she's alive?
She's alive. I think, unless you see him like,
Well, okay, she might still be alive, but I don't think she's coming back in
she's
episode
gonna be
9.
Robot Phasma.
Yeah, Robo Phasma.
Robo Phasma.
You're gonna have a burnt eye. Eye patch.
I'm trying to think of other stuff to talk about. Should we go back to Oct 2? It was.
The
Well,
Octu.
Oct 2 is her kind of.
Oh no! Wait! Before that happens, fucking BB-8 on the ATST walker. BB-8.
No.
I
This is all
actually like
after
that.
Octu.
Okay, but anyway, I still like that, man.
It was good, but I mean, it is kind of cheap.
I was hoping for Benicio.
It was cheesy,
It's a
but it
little
made
prequel-y.
sense. Like you see BB-8
It
can
did.
control things in there.
Dude,
I liked
R2,
it.
R2 did a lot of that
No,
kind
no,
of stuff.
that's
dude.
true, but it's just the animation on it and the way that it was moving and like the music and stuff. It just reminded me very prequel-y because I just saw Attack of the Clones.
Yeah,
And
okay.
when they're in the scene, where they're making the
It
noise
is.
and all
Yeah.
that.
Well, it's Star Wars.
It's
You
the
have
same
to draw
thing.
back from
But
that
it was,
stuff,
I mean,
so.
it was just cool to see BB-8 just like firing back, like actually shooting. You know what I mean? That was kind of cool.
I
He
really
was just-
wanted BB-8 and Benicio in that freaking walker. Because Benicio, he needed
I like
a
Benicio.
redemption.
like
could be what episode 9
a
is,
Lando
though.
moment. You know what I'm saying? The Lando moment.
Yeah. He could in episode 9, though.
But
We'll see.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, I
We'll
like
see.
this character, though.
So we go back to Oct 2 and we find out, and I would say it's not my least favorite part because everything Oct 2 is awesome. You know what I didn't like is when they're trying to figure out what happened between Kylo and Luke on the Jedi Temple the first time, like when Kylo left. And I just felt like they repeated that scene like
3 times.
3 times.
It's different.
I
Every
know,
time it's
I know
different.
it's different, but it felt so Suicide Squad-y to me because you're just going back to this part, going back to this part, going back to this part, and it's just showing you from 3 different angles and 3 different perspectives of what happened. It's such a waste of time.
The
like
first time they shouldn't have showed it. They should have just showed it the second time when you saw Luke going crazy, and the other time when he says his.
They
story,
should have
and
showed a
that's it.
different camera angle. It
Different
was
camera
always
angle.
the same.
But how
angle.
badass was that though? That second one when it showed Luke and it looked like he had like the dark side.
Like
of
he
his eyes.
he was like
Like he was
emperor.
actually-
Yeah, that was so dope.
I don't
dude.
know,
That was
man,
so
because I don't
cool.
because then he would be in the dark side because you don't murder people. I don't like that.
No, the thing
Well,
is he
the
didn't.
dark was calling.
I
to
I
him.
know, no,
Yeah.
But
he
that's what
just-
Kylo Ren saw in him. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, no, even in him, he turned it
Oh,
on.
no,
He was
no, no.
literally considering killing him.
Yeah, no,
So
no,
the
yeah.
dark side took
He
over,
did. Then he he realized.
Yeah,
what
yeah.
am I
split
doing?
But the
second.
point though is that for that split second, the dark side got him. That's
How
crazy.
come- I don't blame Kylo Ren. Imagine
Yeah, it's like you're-
fucking
Imagine
sleeping
waking up.
at night,
from
and all of a
his
sudden
point-
you hear a
yeah.
lightsaber, and you look over, and Luke
And
Skywalker's
it's-
standing over your bed, looking creepy as fuck, like he's gonna kill you.
It's
like that is
exactly-
like
yeah.
the kid's worst nightmare.
It's what Ray said is so he's waking up saying you're about to kill me, and then he's saying, well, I already can check your future. You're gonna turn evil. It's like, hey, fucking asshole, I didn't fucking turn evil yet. I'm gonna fucking kill you. So I was like, yeah.
I like that moment though when they were
He
fighting, when
created
Ray and Luke
Kylo.
are fighting.
Yeah,
this is
that was
after
really
this is
cool.
after the closet moment when Ray and like
yeah,
bang, but like
because then Kylo told
But
you.
that's
and then,
the crazy
yeah.
thing is Ray was right. Luke created Kylo.
Yep.
You did all this.
Yep.
well, the Jedi
Yeah.
created fucking Anakin too. Same thing.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, they
Luke
did.
talks about all this.
yeah,
the Jedi
yeah.
didn't do anything
That's
good.
my favorite
Yeah,
part.
all they did was
like the
fuck
Jedi is all about failure.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, they started. Fucking Darth Plagueis was fucking not Plagueis. Sidious. Like
Yes.
rose upon when the Jedi's highest peak. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the end of that scene leaves us at Rey taking off in the Falcon with
Yeah.
R2 and Chewie, and Luke is staying there, and he's gonna light that Force Train on
Ah,
fire.
this is a
And
good part.
we get to like one of my favorite parts of the movie.
To seagulls.
Yoda comes back we got Force Ghost Yoda, and this is the one thing I actually called for this movie was that we're gonna get a Force Ghost, and I thought it was gonna be Obi-Wan or Yoda.
I'm so glad it was Yoda.
Oh yeah,
It was amazing.
Yoda. That whole
And
whole
puppet Yoda.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
CGI'd puppet Yoda.
Yeah, that was
It-
definitely
okay,
puppet Yoda.
Regarding that, I was reading an article with Ryan Johnson where they asked him if he ever considered doing Obi-Wan and Ewan McGregor, and he said, "You know what? No, because this Luke never knew that Obi-Wan. He only
Yeah.
knew Alec Guinness. He didn't know
Well, that's what I wanted. I wanted Sir Alec Guinness Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but he just said it just would have been too difficult.
But they don't want to CGI.
And then the
old
voice
characters
and
anymore.
everything, it's just different.
Yeah.
They didn't want to do that.
But Yoda, that scene, oh man, he was so
as you see the ears, though, the ears.
Oh, when the camera pans, all of a sudden you see that ghost that he just goes right by like Yoda's head. I was like, oh shit, it's fucking
And you just see the ears, man. It's like, fuck yeah.
Dude, I gasped and I grabbed Jose. I'm like, Yoda. Dude, that was like, it's like for those moments, it's like what is worth going to see a fucking Star Wars movie for. It was so rad, dude. And even like the lesson that he learned, because like, and you ask somebody was asking me why would Yoda burn the tree? Why would Yoda burn that tree? Because he had to test Luke, because Luke was going to burn the tree, and then he stopped, and then he goes, "Oh, really? You're against the Jedi? Okay, let me burn it for you." And then Luke went to go in there. It's just like, hey, now you're turned back around. It's time to start teaching.
Learn your lesson, bitch.
Learn your lesson, bitch.
My favorite part of that is like Luke became whiny Luke. A little bit.
That's old Luke, man.
That's
I love old Luke.
Like Luke,
That's a new
Dagobah
hope.
Luke. You know what I'm saying? Like
it brought you right back to
When he first
Dagobah.
sees R2, man. R2. So you can get that little...
Luke.
we didn't talk about
I
that.
always like it because he called Luke out on the. You're always looking to the horizon instead of here.
Yeah.
Now, what's right in front of you? And he smacked him right in the
When he
face.
passes at the end, he's looking at the horizon.
He's looking at the
He
horizon.
got poked at the coconut.
He got poked in the coconut.
You know what we forgot to talk
They
about?
did.
What's that?
Luke and R2 together in the Falcon.
Oh
So
man.
good. Cheap shot.
It was. I got
cheap
goosebumps
move.
when that like,
Dude.
came out.
Dude, that one...
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
That one made me tear up a little bit. I was like, oh, that's
dude, that
so
was definitely
classic,
that was so magical.
That was
I'm
the
still
most
getting goosebumps thinking about
I mean,
it.
I like-
that scene was the most nostalgic one to me out of these new ones.
You know what's
that
even
scene.
better than that part? Like when Luke just looks at R2 and he goes, "I'm not going back," and there's nothing that's gonna change my mind. And then it just goes back to R2, and I'm like,
He's like,
"What's
"Really,
R2 gonna
motherfucker?"
do? What's R2 gonna do?" All of a sudden, he just R2 turns his head. I'm like, "What's he gonna do?" And then he just brings up that message from
Old
Princess Leia,
Young
and
Leia.
the New
It
Hope.
was the first time I watched it, right when his head turned, I just threw my arms up. I was like, I knew it, the fucking message. And right when it played, I was like, yeah,
It's
I
giving
knew
me
it.
goosebumps right now. Just
I
like thinking
knew
about
it
it.
right when his head
Oh,
turned. 'Cause
man,
what else
it
is he
was
gonna
so
do?
That's
good.
his call to action to train Rey. actually.
Yeah. It's like that's what it is, and it's just like there's nothing I will do to go back, and then it's just like there's
R2.
Leia going. Yeah, it's just like all this bullshit starts to go out of the way, and it's just
And
like,
then I'm
okay,
gonna
I'll
remind you
train
of
her.
one more thing:
What's that?
the best Force explanation.
Yo, dude.
Lesson one.
Lesson one when he was
yeah.
going into that when he was the reaching out and he slaps her hand with the
I
grass.
feel it. I feel it.
Can you feel it? There's a force. It must be strong with you.
I
Whack.
feel it.
That was so great. I mean, like, because they failed miserably in the prequels explaining the force with midichlorians.
Midichlorians.
Oh my god!
That
I'm
was
so
so
glad
dumb.
they never mentioned metachlorians.
Oh my god, I'm so glad. I thought Luke was gonna mention it there for a second. I'm like, don't say the M word. Don't say the
You know
M
what's
word.
funny? In these two movies, they've never referenced any of the prequels.
They did.
Except for-
Canto Bite.
Yeah, a little
Canto
bit.
Bite's
Canto
very
Bite.
previously.
Yeah, but they had what
No,
was
no,
it?
and no, they did.
Leia's dad. No, wait.
No,
That was in Rogue One.
yeah,
No,
yeah,
in
that
The
was in
Force
Rogue One.
Awakens, Maz Kanata, they have all the flags from all the pod racing.
And
Yeah.
Luke
All the pod
too, when he
racers.
was sitting in that little fountain, not fountain, but
That's
little puddle,
true.
he's still like, the Jedi are bad. Like, they fucked up a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
He
yeah.
basically explained the prequels in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And what else? There was something else that was mentioned about the prequels. Well, no, even in The Force Awakens, the engine that Rey rides, like when she's scavenging, that's
that
a
is a
pod.
pod.
That's a
Yeah,
pod.
yeah.
It's a pod racer.
true.
But anyway, so R2 and Luke Skywalker on the Millennium Falcon. That was magic. That was
magic.
That
One
was
of the best
pure
scenes.
magic.
It felt like with Force Awakens when
For
Han's
that
like
alone.
Chewie.
We're home. Yeah.
That is that.
Oh, yeah.
There's a
I
lot of
actually,
callbacks,
Yeah. I actually like the Luke Skywalker R2 better than the Chewie We're Home.
Yeah, no,
part.
I do too. Yeah.
That was just.
Yeah, I can't believe we skipped over that.
He still has those in his rusty innards. He still has that old video loop.
We could go back to Yoda and Luke now, where like,
Yeah. The whole lesson.
when Rey's like, there's nothing in that tree that Rey doesn't have.
That she doesn't already possess.
Yeah.
And it was true because she took the books.
Yeah.
It's
And
just
I
like-
missed that my first viewing.
I noticed
didn't
it the
see
first viewing. I noticed a lot of things the first viewing. I mean, if it's there visually, I notice it. It
And
was
them
just
like looking at the tree burning. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
looking at the tree burning. Oh, that, like
dude,
how
we
it just
our
what?
light side just broke off.
Oh, now we're in the dark.
means we're all dark.
In our studio, we have a couple. We like to keep it dark. We have a big red light and we have a blue light.
Because
and,
we need balance in our lives.
We need balance, but the blue light battery just ran out, and so
Like
we're
that
just sitting in the
Kylo
red.
Ren scene with freaking Han, you know? Like,
Rise, Lord Vader.
So let's keep this moving along. We're not going to talk about Star Wars too much longer. We got to go.
Oh, we are.
Yeah.
We are.
So Rey leaves knowing that she needs to go confront Ben to turn him back, and I like it too because she's like, I need to go see Ben because I can turn him back. He's like, don't, this is not going to go the way you think, and she has this moment like, oh yeah, then you do it, and she hands him the lightsaber again, and he doesn't take it. She's like,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's either you or it's me.
Yeah, and she leaves, and with the
wants to
Yoda
go to
scene,
her, like,
then we get the Yoda scene, and that was
Daddy.
really good. Yeah, and Rey now going to see Snoke, and that was really fucking cool.
Now we're back to Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Return of the Jedi, the same scene when Luke turns himself in. Hold on a second, I think somebody's knocking on our door.
Come and knock on our door.
I don't know. You would have called or texted. No, I think it's just windy out. We're just hearing knocking, little phantom knocks.
Anyways.
So yeah, we see Rey meeting Snoke, and that scene was so cool because you got to see how physically powerful Snoke is, and you got to see like a little bit of explanation. He goes, "I bridged you two together
Instead of force lightning, it's like
Yeah.
force hovering.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was cool, but then the little tricky thing that Kylo Ren did, because like he put Rey in front of him, and he's basically gonna kill her. He's like, "This is your final test: is to kill
Rey.
Kill Rey.
Yeah.
She was your match in the light." And he's like, I can feel your thoughts. You're holding your lightsaber closer to your enemy."
He said
he is
twisting.
turning.
Yeah.
He's
Twisting your lightsaber.
Yeah, twisting your light, and at the same time, he's turning the lightsaber that's
Yeah.
right by fucking Snoke.
All the
doing
while,
Tricky
though, yeah.
shit.
He's
and
doing
then
both at the same time.
ignites it, and it just cuts him in half, and he pulls it back to her, and Rey catches that lightsaber, dude, and they both just stand up
That
and look at each
moment,
other,
dude.
and it's just like, is he back? Is he back? All of a sudden, they both turn around and start fighting the guards
Back to
together.
back,
Oh my
man.
god, dude!
Two-back beasts.
That was so fucking
Yeah.
cool to see. I
was so
love
badass.
that. And it just
When she caught that saber, though.
oh, when
man.
she
All three
catches that
times,
saber.
dude, the audiences went crazy.
Oh,
Theater
dude,
was
even
fucking-
today, it wasn't even packed today, and they still kind of they cheered at that
Oh,
part.
hell yeah, they did,
That was
man.
so cool.
That was a
man.
moment.
Action.
One of the best Star Wars moments. Like, is
Oh
that
yeah,
one.
was, dude.
and them just fighting all the guys,
And she was holding his ass too.
yeah,
She was grabbing his butt. Like when they're back to back, she was like grabbing, like trying to find out where he is.
Anton's
Like,
convinced that we're gonna
Yeah.
get a Kylo Ray
Yeah.
little hookup going on.
We are.
I think we are.
You seen the soap opera that's happened between
unless JJ changes it.
Unless JJ changes it,
Rilo.
I don't think he is. I think he would probably keep them together. Maybe and at least long enough to get a baby. in
Well,
her.
I'm sure there was like an overall skeleton of the trilogy, but then all that meat they're adjusting and doing
I
whatever.
think so, probably.
I really
There
want him
has
to
to
hook
be.
up, dude. I really want him to hook
I know.
up. Because they were hinting it was like, could you put on a cowl?
It's Anton's soap opera right now to see them get together.
Yeah.
Woo!
So then they take out all the guards.
Oh, the
And
Praetorians. Oh,
The
that was good. That was
Praetorians.
good.
Those
One of the
fight
best
scenes were good.
lightsaber scenes too.
Oh,
like-
dude, that was so bad.
But if you notice, in this movie, there's not a single lightsaber on lightsaber. Do you notice that?
No.
A
Yeah,
lightsaber never hit another lightsaber in this movie.
No,
Yeah.
it did.
No, it didn't.
On the flashback.
Oh,
Zoom,
flash-
this
that was
one.
it.
The green
Oh,
one. You
yeah.
see the green one.
That
hit
was a
the blue
flash.
one.
Dude, I
Flashback.
love Luke's green lightsaber. That's my favorite.
He never
lightsaber
used it.
Ever.
He only
That
used it
one.
once to almost kill fucking
Yeah,
Cal.
his own fucking nephew.
And I think that's why he used the other lightsaber in the force projection at the end, is because he knew Kylo was gonna associate that green lightsaber with like Luke
Yeah.
trying to kill him, and so he used the blue one
See,
in the
so-
force projection. That's what I thought. That's why
I wonder
he
with
used
We're
it.
not there yet. Let's
with
go
the force
forward.
projection though. Why would he make himself younger? Like how it happened in that memory. Why?
I think it's because how you see yourself, and there's no mirrors on fucking Octu.
I mean,
Yeah,
do you
we're
think it might
jumping
have
around,
been,
dude.
Do you think it might have gave a projection to Kylo because that was the last image that Kylo saw of him? So he's
I don't know.
associating. I don't know.
I don't know.
But anyway,
he force-shaved himself.
After Kylo and Rey fucking take down the Praetorian guards, they stop, and we just thought that they were gonna go help and save the rebellion, and he was gonna go give his mom a big hug. And no, it turns out that he wasn't turning to the light side. He just wanted to kill Snoke and take over, and he wanted Rey to join him. And then we find out Rey's parents.
Well, I was gonna say in that he says, forget the rebels, right? Forget the light side.
He goes, let go of the
forget
past.
the dark side.
Yeah.
But he didn't say forget the First Order. That was the one that he did not say. He said everything else. And I
because he says we'll make a new order, but it's gonna be with this First Order.
Exactly, but it's the First Order.
Yeah. So he said let go of everything. But I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know why he like. And here's something that they don't go into is why is he filled up with so much hate?
Because he doesn't live up to the expectations of Vader, probably, and he had his uncle, who in his mind probably thinks my
it's brainwashing.
Uncle, well, he's probably thinking my uncle just turned against me, and I don't live up to the expectations of him.
Because Rey could sense the goodness in him, and even Snoke says, "I can see your soul is split in two." Yeah. But why did he stay? Why?
Because remember, he couldn't kill Leia in the beginning. He couldn't pull the trigger.
He couldn't do it. So why did he go? Like, what the fuck's going on? Maybe I don't know. Why is he so angry?
He's emo.
But he's still part Vader. That's what I'm saying. He still has
Vader
Anakin.
is not angry. Vader is confused.
He still has Anakin's blood in his veins. So there's still that
mighty
asshole.
Skywalker blood.
There's still that
Skywalker blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so they fight it off. They
But
try
I'm gonna
to get
throw
the
something
lightsaber.
at you guys though.
Hold on, dude.
What's up?
Go ahead.
Well, throw it at me and stop interrupting
That's what I'm
me.
saying.
Like as soon as you
No, 'cause
wait until I'm halfway done through a sentence and then you start another sentence.
No, because you're gonna move on. I want to throw something at you.
Okay, go ahead.
While we're in this scene, you know that like Rey is nobody, right?
Yeah.
That's what we found out. But what if it's just like Snoke made him think that?
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
That'd be
what if
cool.
Snoke just like was brainwashing both of them to see this and see that?
I'm not convinced that she's not a nobody. Like I think she still is somebody.
I think she's a nobody, but I don't think her parents were
junkers.
Junkers. I mean, I think they were probably junkers, and I don't think that they were drunkards.
Because in Force Awakens, you see that she got left.
Yeah.
With
I wouldn't be surprised if
JJ could still change it now.
Yeah.
JJ can still change, because I bet you he had his own idea what he wanted to do, and there was so many other like foreshadowing that he did in the Force Awakens.
Between watching both directors, I feel more confident with JJ taking Episode 9.
Yeah,
I want to see.
So do I. I think that
what
I'd like to
think.
think.
Rian Johnson's more.
I think that her parents were probably like somebody maybe not as important. I think because look at this. How is the First Order getting their stormtroopers? They were kidnapping kids. And I bet you her parents knew what Rey could do and did not want her to get kidnapped by the First Order, and so they sent her to a couple of junkers to go hide her on Jakku, and then maybe they were killed.
Basically,
that's
Jyn Erso.
That's basically what I would be okay with. I'm like, that's fine. It's just they built it up so much in Episode 7 that she was somebody. Like why keep it such a secret? And first of all, how would she not know? How would she not know? It's just like it felt like she always knew who her parents were, but then in this movie, it's like she forgot and didn't know who her family was.
But when she was talking to BB-8 in Force Awakens, like, oh, top secret, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like she's like,
yeah, me too, big secret.
Yeah. No, I think she is really like strong in the Force, and she just got like hidden like Jyn Erso or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, she is somebody. I think JJ's gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he set up a lot of things there.
I don't think she's. I don't think that it's what he said. I think it might be a version of it.
Yeah, I don't believe that Rey is a nobody.
That's true. All right, should we jump? Let's jump to the scene of Laura Dern's character.
Oh, dude, that was so fucking great.
Silent scene in there.
Well, before that, we have to talk about like the mutiny.
Mutiny of what?
The mutiny of freaking Poe.
Oh yeah, he thought because
before that, because
Well, here's the big thing: is if the plan was to escape onto these little pods and go to the planet where the old rebel base was, because the First Order couldn't detect them going there. A lot of people were complaining, well, why wouldn't she just tell that to Poe when he was asking what's going to go on, and
trying to teach him a lesson.
yeah, try to teach him a lesson. But not only that, she doesn't have to.
Yeah.
She doesn't. She is the leader.
I'm your commanding
I
officer.
say you do what I say, and this is what we're going to do. I don't have to explain to you. You just have to follow my orders.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I said there.
Yeah. No, that's true.
Yeah, like because his arc, because that was the thing to teach him a lesson.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know, like how in every movie, like usually the guy that's like forcing this is the right person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
like you root for him, but as soon as you see Leia stun him, like, oh man, there's a bigger plan to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
There is a bigger plan. You know what I'm
There's
saying?
a bigger lesson to be learned. Oh yeah, because we didn't even talk about Force Switch.
Force switch. Yeah.
Force switch.
Leia was
Hocus
injured.
Pocus.
Yeah.
She got sucked out of the bridge when the First Order blew it up.
That looked really cool though. That
yeah,
looked very real.
that looked
Did
really
you like
good.
that? I
Yeah,
think the
her getting
execution
blown up.
could have been better.
I think it could have been
Well, her
better,
getting
but
blown up, her
it
flying
could
back
her
was
flying
like-
back could have been a lot worse
But
too.
it's trumped by because Leia
Cantabite.
passed. No, Leia passed away, so like whatever Carrie Fisher does is all good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
true.
That's
Yeah,
what it was.
true.
Like I was
She
telling
cannot
you,
do no wrong.
I was
In
telling you
loving
guys,
memory
I'm like,
of our princess.
she could have just had gibberish dialogue and not make any sense, and people would still be like, she was amazing. Like and I
could
would
do
have
no wrong.
agreed. You know
For
what I
me,
mean?
Yeah, because
She was there. She hey, I'll be in this movie. You know what I mean? Like, thank you so much, Carrie Fisher. It
but
was
she is strong in the force.
she will always be our princess. I love
Every
Carrie
other
Fisher.
princess, I do too.
She like I don't know, man.
She murdered Princess Leia in the original.
She
movies.
really
Like,
did.
She made that. She
But
made a
even in
badass
these,
girl
she's still
character.
like you can still like, even though she doesn't look the same, obviously she's older, but she has these glimpses that it's just like, ooh,
See it in the eyes.
you can see Princess Leia in there. Like
Yeah.
even when she was frozen out in space
And
and
her
she was
eyes
just
open.
floating, and the camera was kind of over on her. Like I don't know if it was the frost on her face or whatever the
Her
particles.
Star-Lord moment.
I could
Yeah.
I could see young Princess Leia in that face when she was just
To
like
me, it's always the eyes, man. When her eyes open
Yeah.
up and they sparkle, you see those
Ew.
deep brown eyes that she
it
has.
looked like
There's Leia.
Empire Leia.
You know, like somebody,
Yeah.
like I was at the bar last night, like somebody would like brought it up to me.
yeah.
Like, you know, like in how in like in every DC stuff, there's always a spider.
Yeah.
Somebody brought it. There's a producer in like Disney that's always like somebody has to be floating in space.
Oh yeah. Somebody's
like,
always got to be
it's like
floating.
their
in
spider
space.
moment.
Seems like it, man.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, that's
Like,
one of the fears of going into outer space is what if you get sucked out of your spaceship and you're just flying around?
Yeah, you don't-
It didn't bother me because, like, I didn't feel like she got blown up. I felt like the wall blew up and she got sucked into
Yeah,
space.
that's what happened.
And like, oh, you would instantly die. You know, you can survive up to like 2 minutes in
She got
space.
the force, dude. That was the whole
Yeah.
point of that scene.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could force
She used the
barrier.
force.
Yeah.
You could have a force barrier
Over her
covering
fucking
you.
head. Like a
But
bubble.
even like it would take space 2 minutes to kill you. Like if you're exposed to
well,
space.
anything that's fucked up, all you gotta say is the force.
The force, yeah,
The
it's the
Force, man.
force. The
Yeah.
force
If
did
you
it.
can't explain it,
and
the
she
Force.
wasn't flying. She's just no gravity in space, and she was just
She's just
willing
pulling
her way.
herself.
If they ever say, "Well, the force can't do that," it's like, "Really, motherfucker? Do you have the force? No, you don't. So you can't explain what the force can do."
like fucking Han. That's not how the force
not how
works.
That's not
Force
how the
works.
force works. Fucking perfect.
I miss Han in this
Yeah.
one, dude. That old grumpy fucking attitude.
Yeah.
Miss it.
But anyway, so we got the whole mutiny with Poe on the ship. And that's all done. And so basically, let's just start getting in towards the end of it.
Yes.
They're escaping.
They're escaping to Crate. The old rebel base, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see
Holdo.
that.
Let's go
Badass
Holdo.
fucking.
Oh, wait,
man.
before Holdo.
Hold on.
Yeah,
Oh
with
man,
the
when she was
ship.
staying
Because
behind
she was part of the mutiny because Poe didn't trust her.
Yeah.
She thinks like she's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Holdo, dude,
Dude.
but when she decided to stay behind and then like you guys go, I'm just gonna stay here and pilot the ship so they don't think anything.
Captain always falls with the ship.
Yeah, Captain always falls with the ship, but then like her decision to go when they realized that they could see the other ships and firing on them because of Benicio del Toro's information. her decision to go into full light speed into the fucking Snoke ship.
Best Star Wars moment.
Oh
my
man,
God.
just that,
The
just
sound design on
visually,
that.
and both of them, the visual and the sound design, because
Yeah.
you saw it first,
Yeah.
and then you didn't hear it until it was almost over.
Yeah.
There's a boom. Oh man, that was fucking.
Dude,
so
the whole
cool.
theater. Oh, fuck.
Although I will say that, like, obviously they didn't plan it for Leia. I mean, for Carrie Fisher to pass away, but I would have rather them switch places and have Laura Dern be like the new type of General Leia Organa role, and imagine if Princess Leia
Dude,
did
Leia
that.
should have
dude.
went out like that.
She
That
would
would've
have. She
been
should have
dope.
gone out like that because there's. I don't know, man.
Remember what she said? Too many sacrifices already. A lot of people have been sacrificing in this movie.
Yeah.
Well, all the original people are sacrificing
They're all like
themselves.
kamikaze bombers, dude. Everybody in this.
End them in
Well, the
episode
thing is-
8, and then we have episode 9 to be all
Yeah.
completely brand new.
Yeah, all brand new with some fucking Force Ghost Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That-
and so
that
they go. They
moment,
go to
though.
Crate. They go to
But
Crate.
real quick, you're forgetting one very important death during
What's that?
Admiral Akbar.
Admiral
Rest
Akbar.
in peace,
Rest-
Admiral
hey,
Akbar.
raise our glasses to Admiral Akbar.
It's
a trap!
It was a
It's a
trap.
trap.
It was a trap.
It was a trap. And he fell for it again.
Yeah, and he fell for it again. So they're on the salt planet Crate, the
What a tight
mineral.
planet, dude. Look how fucking
It's
nice
pretty
that is
cool.
with the red underneath it. Oh,
Even
that's
though it
so
was
nice.
like a basic ripoff of Hoth.
Yeah, but just visually, it
But
was so
I mean,
dope,
like
dude, that red.
visually, it was a ripoff
It was
of Hoth.
amazing,
Nothing
yeah.
that happened on Hoth happened in this.
Yeah.
I liked everything on this except for the payoff at the end that Luke was just force projecting himself onto the to face Kylo. But anyway, like all the gorilla walkers, and if you guys notice
The little-
the AT-AT walkers,
background
they weren't
walkers.
little. They were regular size AT
No,
walkers.
They're small.
Yeah.
No,
They just
yeah,
look small
compared to
compared
They
to the
look
gorilla
smaller
walkers.
compared to the gorilla. They're the same size that they were in
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back. It's just the gorilla walkers are so huge, dude. They're
Huge,
fucking
man.
huge.
They got the knuckles
man.
dragging on the
Yeah,
ground.
Oh, I love
Knuckle
that.
draggers.
Knuckle draggers.
Yeah.
Just marching their way towards the blast doors, and Ray coming back on the Falcon.
Falcon
and
save?
Chewie's piloting the Falcon finally. Oh man, he's such
With
a
the
good
porg.
pilot.
With a porg.
With a porg, he's such a good pilot.
Dude, he was better. Like, why wasn't he piloting?
He's rad. Chewbacca is one hell of a pilot.
He could have
dude.
taken down any of the Death Stars.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well,
then
he
Ray was on
flies
the
and
gun.
Ray shoots. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, in that one, it did. Normally, no. She's in the driver's seat. He's in the pilot. I mean,
he was
he's just-
enjoying shooting those
Yeah.
freaking.
Yeah, she was in it, and
pilot.
and that's when I felt like we're back in a classic Star Wars. Whenever you see the Millennium
Don't
Falcon
be cocky, kid.
tearing up the skies, and you see somebody in the gunner position just like getting jolted back and forth. Just
And Finn goes like, "They hate that." Fuck.
yeah. Although that was probably my favorite line from Kylo Ren is like, "Get that piece of junk out of
Yeah.
the sky." It's like I kind of felt like, holy
Yeah.
shit, he's in charge now, like, and he's just barking
And he
orders.
knows that's my dad's ship. Get
Yeah.
that shit down.
Yeah.
That shit's still fucking thriving, man.
Blow that ship out of the sky. That was just so cool.
12 parsecs.
Yeah.
12 parsecs.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got Luke dying.
That's sad.
That
No,
was
no,
sad.
no, no, no. We're talking about like the final scene. What's
The
up?
one was, we
We
did
just
talk
did.
about the final
Yeah.
scene. I mean, like, there's nothing else. The speeder, I don't like the speeders racing
No,
towards
we're talking about like the
cannon.
reveal of like Luke.
Oh.
I'm saying Luke
Cool.
Luke walking up.
I like the moment that he had with Leia. That was good.
The moment that he had with Leia. I just didn't like that he was a forced projection. I really
He still feels cheated.
I really
but
don't like that.
I enjoy it a lot. I like it.
I didn't mind it being a projection. What I wanted was a little bit of like the Force Awakens or Unleashed
More
video
lightsaber fight?
game. No, where he's like fucking taking down those gorilla walkers, or he catches the bullets and fucking fires it back at
Too
them.
crazy.
I wanted to see
enjoyed
something.
I enjoyed it as what it is.
Yeah, but if you would have seen that, tell me it wouldn't have been better. He catches the fucking laser beams and shoots them back and destroys them. They all
Yeah,
come down.
I would
Yeah.
say I
shit was
definitely
ridiculous.
Like
that was
like force freezing laser beams. Like
yes. Like
Oh, well,
Kylo did it in fucking Force
Well,
Awakens.
could you imagine? Because
him
like
doing it.
all those laser beams coming in from the gorilla
Yeah.
walkers, and then you see the cloud of smoke. What if they stop firing? The cloud of smoke settles, and then you just see him there, and he had all the laser beams frozen, and then, just like how Kylo Ren did in Episode 7, and then he just sends them back at the
Well,
gorilla walkers, just taking
I
them down.
understand. That would have been a great visual,
Yes.
but it defeats the purpose of the reveal that he's projected.
Well, you could still do projection because Snoke did it with Hux
it's
doing
just
it, you know what I
using
mean?
the Force to stop
It's
shit.
just making, and it would explain why he dies at the end, because he did the projection and he did the
no matter
Force
how
shit.
you explain it, it's bullshit because he says I need to face Kylo and he doesn't even face Kylo, dude. He's Force projecting. It's so
FaceTimed him.
fucking stupid. I
FaceTimed
hate
him.
that. I really
Yeah, I
feel
enjoyed
cheated
that.
from that.
I
really
enjoyed
feel
that.
cheated
I
from
enjoyed that a lot.
I didn't like it. I mean, I like the visual of him dying at the end, like when he's on the rock and he fades into and he's staring off at the two suns. I thought that was a very nice send off. But I hate the fact that his idea of facing somebody's Force projecting. I don't like that at all. He needed.
I like it
He
a
needed
lot.
to be there. He really needed to be.
I
there
just
to
wanted more
confront
lightsaber. Like, even though he's Force projecting, I wanted to have more lightsaber contact.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. But I like the Force projection because, you know me, I watch all these other Star Wars. Like, I watch Rebels, I watch all that stuff. And, like, I know that I already had a feeling that he was Force projecting, even though I didn't see the footsteps. Like, you're supposed to see the
Yeah,
footsteps for
yeah.
you to have a clue. But,
He
like,
looked younger.
but because I watch Rebels and I watch all, like, the Clone Wars and stuff like that, I know Jedis can Force project. Because they've been, like, hinting a lot of that shit. Like, and all that stuff. But, like,
I thought he was. I didn't know he was Force projecting. I thought he was already a ghost.
He's already
A Jedi
dead,
ghost,
yeah.
because everybody else could see him.
That's what I thought when they saw that. I was like, oh, he's a fucking ghost. He died. But then no. and
yeah,
then
but
he-
Jedi is like, but I love that part when he's like, strike me down. Like, he
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
he did the
like you
Obi-Wan
did your
part.
dad.
Yeah. Then when he was leaving, he's like, see you around, kid.
See you around,
I
kid.
love that. And that's old fucking Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
To see you around, kid. Boom.
That was that was cool. I just don't like that he was Force projecting. But anyway, it was a cool send off for Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill did fucking amazing. I really
It's not
do
really a
hope.
send-off, though.
Yeah, no, he's gonna be back as a Force ghost, which is I mean I hope that he is. I mean if they don't, then I'll feel cheated twice. It was a really cool.
You know,
end
Abrams
scene.
will like
Yeah.
bring him as a Force ghost.
When they're all escaping through the back of the tunnel, they're covered from rocks, and you got Rey there, and because she was tracking them with
Like, I
Rey's
am not the
beacon.
last Jedi.
Yeah, I am not the last Jedi, and then you see her
Rey.
there, and she's lifting the rocks
Lifting
out.
rocks.
It was that was pretty cool. I didn't
cool.
I didn't
The
mind
thing
that.
is, that's the first time Finn actually saw her doing
Yeah.
Jedi shit.
And Poe.
'Cause-
And Poe was
Yeah.
blown. What was the first time you ever seen her, right?
Because
It doesn't
they
matter.
were all knocked out when she was fighting
Yeah.
Kylo.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
true.
right.
Force Awakens.
That was the
Nobody's
first time
seen
he's
her Jedi powers.
That's right.
And she
And
never
he-
actually like lifted.
Not
and
only
moved
that, that's the
shit.
first time he's seen her in the whole fucking movie since he got taken out.
Yeah.
That
But
was
he's already with Rose.
Yeah, I fucking hate that. I
I
really
know.
like, man, that feels so.
She can't end
forced
up with
Rose.
everybody though. But like, I like her being with Kylo. But I just Rose. I,
I
don't
like
like
Kylo
Rose.
because I think that's Kylo's
Do
redemption.
you like Rose, Anton?
She doesn't bug me. She's Asian. Come
Do
on.
you like her?
No, but would
I
you,
think
if
she's
you had-
poorly written. I don't think her
but do
acting
you like
was
her
bad.
performance, or would you rather had a different Asian girl for?
I know she has to be like a little because like she can't be too hot and she can't be too ugly. You know
I
what I'm
wish
saying?
they-
Why,
I wish
can't she
they
be, like,
switched.
Kind of cute.
I wish
Well,
her
this
and her,
one's
I
not
wish
at
her and
all.
her sister
The
switched.
sister's
Yeah.
fucking hot, but like
Yeah. So why couldn't she be hot?
you can't.
Well, it has nothing to do with her like her
the character,
attractive. She,
it's the
I mean, she was
character.
cute.
Yeah.
She was cute. I have nothing
It's
wrong
her
with that.
character.
It was her acting style. It was like her personality. It was her personality.
the
I didn't
writing.
like.
Her
It was so
writing-
bubbly and just like we have to do the right thing. My sister, yeah, fuck you.
I think it's her writing. I
just
don't
did
think
not
it's her
like
acting.
her.
I
Go
think
fuck
she
yourself.
acted
Go
fine.
fuck yourself.
I didn't like her.
I didn't like it
I
either.
didn't like her acting in this. It's
It-
not that
it
she had
could
bad
be her
acting. I
writing,
just
it
didn't
could
like
be
it for
her.
Star Wars.
I don't know.
Or
I just
direction.
didn't like.
Or
I just didn't
direction.
like the character. I feel the
Yeah.
same way.
It's the character I don't like. I like
Yeah.
her. Like, but it's the character I don't
I
like.
don't like her, any of it. I don't like the actress. I don't like. I don't like the character.
You know,
I
'cause
don't like the acting style.
Unless I see her in other movies and see her acting in other movies, then I'll know if it's a direction problem or a writing
No,
problem.
it's not that. What I'm saying is like her way of acting does not fit in with Star Wars. She can be in another movie and she can be fucking great.
No.
I'm just saying that her style of
Didn't fit this
acting
one.
didn't fit this.
No, that's
Like
what
it
I'm
was her
saying.
performance, the way that she talked. I just didn't like.
That's what I'm
I didn't
saying.
like it when she was trying to be funny. She's like, okay. I didn't like any of that stuff. I did not find
Well,
her
that's
funny.
what I'm saying. It's not the actor's fault. It's like the director's fault, the writer's fault.
No,
for
but you
giving
can
her
you
the-
can tell actors' choices and direction. You can tell that in a fucking movie. You can tell the difference between actors their choices of how they deliver stuff and the direction that the director
Well, the
gives
director
them.
approved it, so that means it's his fault.
Yeah, no, man, that's what I'm
At
saying.
the
I
end of
just
the
don't.
day, yeah.
At the end of the day,
but nothing
he-
in this movie makes me like go.
He chose that
"That's-"
take.
But nothing
He
in this
did.
movie makes me think, oh, that's why Kathleen Kennedy gave him 3 more movies after
Oh,
this. I
yeah.
don't get it. Dude.
No, I think you could see the ideas that he put in Star Wars.
Yeah.
The twists and turns.
And I think
You
they got
know, it's not.
interested with
One,
the- with the
what it
idea
is
concept.
tearing down the old ideas. It wasn't even building up new ones. They just set that up for JJ. So now JJ has to introduce what is the new Star Wars. Because all Ryan Johnson did in this was tear down the old Star Wars. And he didn't present us with the new Star Wars except for Broom Boy. And I'm like, that's why I don't like it, because we don't have enough of that.
But think about
There's
this,
like-
though, right? I will say this about JJ. How smart is this? So you come in with Force Awakens. Let me show you some nostalgia. You guys are excited?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to let this fucking asshole come in and make all of you guys fucking pissed. And I'm going to come in like the fucking savior
I'm gonna
and save all of
everything.
you. It's like,
yeah, but
good for JJ.
speaking of that, J.J. Abrams made his pitch to Disney about Episode
Yeah,
9,
I heard about that.
and he wrote, "I had no intention to return, but when the opportunity presented itself to finish a story that we had begun with these new characters, to tell the last chapter of their story, it felt like there was a chance to do it in a way where we
Whoa.
could go beyond and do better than what we did."
I have a
with 7.
bad feeling about this.
Why is that?
Happy beeps. Happy beeps.
Because, everything Abrams finishes lost.
Well, he didn't finish Lost.
It's like, it's not like fucking...
No,
it's
no, no.
always like
No. Here's the thing about Abrams. When
the second installment of Star Trek.
Abrams starts something, and then he says to Damien Lindelof, "You finish it," or he'll start something and he'll tell somebody else, like Star Trek, "You guys finish it." He only sets stuff up. He doesn't finish things.
Yeah.
So this is interesting because we get to see him finish something.
I think Episode 9 I'm gonna like a lot more than Episode 8. I
I'm
hope so.
I
hope so.
feel
But
very
Episode 8
confident.
made me really nervous about Episode 9
Yeah, I
because
really like
I don't want
Episode 8
JJ. I don't want.
Episode 8's great. don't
It's
get me wrong.
great. It's
Yeah.
great. But I really want a better end for this.
I like what Ryan Johnson is doing. I'm a big fan of what he's doing.
That's great.
I'm a big
I
fan
like-
of Ryan Johnson, but I
I
will
like
say
him shaking things up a little bit. Because the thing is, like you'll see all the reviews and stuff like that. The thing is, like, a lot of people don't like about Jedi is when they dive away from Star Wars. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, there's a very thin line. I mean, like, you either, if you go too much, it's not Star Wars enough. If you go too much, it's too Star Wars. So you
Yeah.
have to find this middle. That's why I like what Gareth Edwards did. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, that's
he
my-
brought in new stuff with making it
I
feel
think
like
we
it
should
belongs
rank
to
our Star Wars.
All right, let's end this with ranking our Star Wars.
Yeah, your
So,
favorite Star Wars.
do it.
I'm gonna be
Anton,
gone.
why don't you go first? Well, you're fit in all Star Wars movies. Actually, I think we can just leave out the prequels because we know that the prequels are our least
Yeah.
favorite.
Well, they're always like
and we already know it's Return of Return of the fucking Sith or whatever.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith.
Attack of the Clones and
Attack of the
Phantom
Clones,
Menace.
and then
Phantom Menace. Yeah, it's
That's the order of the prequel.
yeah, pretty much is in reverse
and
order.
Ewoks
2-1.
Battle for Endor and the Christmas special.
That's right. So Anton,
Yes.
why don't you go ahead and send us off with your ranking of the Star Wars movies, episodic and side stories, starting from 1.
Well, I'm a big fan of Rogue One.
Yeah. So Rogue One is number 1. What's your
Rogue
number
One
2?
is my number 1. It
crazy
took
to me.
it's a hair that it went up Empire.
See, that's crazy.
Okay.
man.
Empire is number 2.
I get it. It's just, it's crazy.
Okay,
It's a
so
hair.
so you got Rogue One and then Empire and then
What was the next one? Rogue One, Empire, Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
I really love the Force Awakens.
Okay.
I do too.
Then The Last Jedi,
Last Jedi,
A New Hope,
A New Hope,
and then Jedi.
and then Jedi, Return of the Jedi. Okay, Dan, where's that for you?
For me, it'd be Empire.
Empire.
Gotta go Empire.
Empire.
Yeah, like Han Solo. I love Han Solo so much. Han Solo is my favorite Star Wars character ever. and
But
I know
Empire has a flaw that I don't like too,
What's
which is
that?
Cloud City, which is Canto Bight.
Yeah, but Cloud City,
don't
I like
see-
Cloud
I don't get what
City. I
the
like
flaw
Lando.
is with Canto.
Yeah.
I
Bight,
didn't
with
like
Cloud
that,
City.
that part.
With Bespin, I like Lando. Lando's tight.
Continue.
Oh,
sorry,
okay,
I
anyway,
don't
so I do Empire because Empire is just Han Solo is my favorite Star Wars character ever.
Yep.
And it was at the peak of everything in the whole.
It's not
you know,
Jar Jar
Okay,
Binks.
so
Yeah, and the
so,
big
so
reveal.
Empire.
Empire. I think I would next put up A New Hope because I appreciate the simplicity of
Hope.
A New Hope.
Okay.
There's
Next,
cops
I
running
think I
around.
would go Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Then I think I go Return of the Jedi, Rogue One, and then Last Jedi.
Oh wow. Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
I'm definitely I was with Anton with like Rogue One and Empire, and it's really hard, but I'm gonna put Empire first as number one, and then I'm gonna go Rogue One, and then I'm gonna go Return of the Jedi. I'm gonna go Force Awakens, New Hope, Last Jedi.
That fucking siren is jarring, though. I'm
What? Oh, there's a siren going on in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah.
Who cares?
annoying.
But that was it
and
for
the
me.
record, like all these movies that we're saying, like Rogue One is fucking great. I
Yeah.
love watching it. It's just preference. What's
Yeah,
your
it's just
preference?
preference.
You know what I'm
That's it.
saying? The
We're not-
worst
we're
Star
not-
Wars
we're not-
movie is
oh,
already a
still-
7.
We're
It's-
not
yeah,
ranking these
easily.
we're not ranking these at what are better movies. We're just
No.
asking our
Our
personal
personal
favorites.
favorites.
Personal
What-
favorites,
What are
that's
your
it,
personal
yeah.
favorites?
Yeah, because I watch Rogue One every day.
Everybody has a
Yeah.
personal favorite Star Wars
And the
movie.
best Vader moment you could find.
Best Vader
No, it
moment
is.
is Rogue One.
And that's
by
why to
far.
me, that's why I put A New Hope second, because as a writer, I view them all as writing. And A New Hope, the story is so simple.
Yeah.
But it's so fucking good. Like they didn't overcomplicate
It's
the
the
story
hero's
at all.
journey. It's the
It
hero's-
is. You know,
Help me,
the
Obi-Wan
boy
Kenobi.
who knows nobody, has nothing, goes on this adventure and rescues a princess from the evil
Yeah.
villain. Like it's fucking great. It's Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, because he just wants.
That's what it
all
is.
he wants to
Fucking
do is go to
great.
Tashi Station and get power converters.
That's it. And he ends up with fucking,
And that's why I like Broom Boy, because all he wants to do is sweep.
No.
he doesn't want to sweep. He wants to get the fuck out of
Yeah,
there.
you want to get out
Like
of
you see
there.
that force, like
He's got his
pull,
fucking
like,
mood ring, bro.
Yeah, dude, I want that ring.
I don't,
too.
because it reminds me of Rose.
I want that ring.
But anyway, so I think that wraps up our talk on Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, which came out this weekend.
Last question though for you
What's
guys.
that?
Was it worth the wait?
Yeah, it was worth the wait.
Any
Okay.
Star Wars movie is
It was
worth
worth
the
the wait.
wait.
I'm
cool
really
talking
excited
about
for
it. Okay.
Episode 9. I'm glad JJ's coming back. I really am. I think he's going to do a great job.
I really wanted a different director, but I'll take JJ.
I am a little upset we didn't get a trailer for Han Solo, the Han Solo side movie.
The thing is that the
It's too fresh.
No, a Star Wars never releases Star Wars trailers. They release Marvel trailers.
Oh.
Marvel releases Star
Infinity
Wars
War
trailers.
will
Will
release.
but I'm
release,
upset. You
Star
don't
Wars
want to know
trailer.
why I'm upset? We don't get a Star Wars movie next Christmas. All
You
we
never
get,
know.
We
We
get
get it in
Han
May,
in May.
though.
We
Yeah.
get Han in May.
That's good. It's
Well,
even
I think
closer.
they're gonna. I think
I
I want
think-
them to push him. In
I
Christmas.
think I wanted them to push it to Christmas
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, get it right.
One
Oh,
Star Wars
we didn't talk
movie
about
a year.
the dice.
We don't have to talk about the
Yeah.
dice. Fuck the dice.
Basically, they're there, they disappear. We get it.
Yeah.
Setting it up for the Han
Yeah.
Solo movie.
But anyway, so yeah, guys, that was our thoughts on Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
That's a full breakdown. No?
That was a full
was a full
breakdown.
breakdown.
Hey, why don't you guys give us a shout out on Twitter? Let us know what you guys thought about the movie. If there's anything that we missed that we were talking about, because we get pretty heated when we're talking.
Easter eggs.
Yeah, you want to give us a
Easter
shout out at Too High McFly Productions, or just Too High McFly
McFly.
on
At Too High
Twitter.
McFly.
At Too High McFly on Twitter.
Instagram.
If you're hearing from us on SoundCloud, just cruise on over to our YouTube station and YouTube
High
channel,
McFly.
and go ahead and watch some of our other videos. We haven't posted a video in a while. We haven't had time to make one. We'll do that. We'll
Holidays
do
is
that after
crazy,
the
yeah.
holidays.
Yeah.
But anyway, like
Jobs.
seriously, whether
Fuck
you're
jobs.
whether you heard about the criticisms of The Last Jedi or not, still go out and see it. It's Star Wars. Tis the season for fucking Star Wars.
Yeah, we just have to end it like it is Star Wars.
No, it is.
Star
And
Wars.
like real quick for those asshole like fans that are like, this is the fucking Star Wars. I'm gonna burn this shirt. I'm gonna do this. Like,
Oh,
just
no, fuck
respect
it.
the
It's a
fact that
movie.
it's a fucking Star Wars
It's Star
movie.
Wars.
And there's a lot of cool ass fucking
Yeah.
scenes in this movie. Just appreciate it for what it is. All right.
Absolutely.
It's fucking Star
Just
Wars.
be happy that we
That's
have
what I'm
Star
saying.
Wars.
Yeah, we got
Otherwise,
Star
if you guys
Wars.
bitch too
We
much,
get
we're
Star
not gonna
Wars
get
every
them
year.
anymore.
You know, come on.
We get Star Wars every year. There's gonna be another Star Wars movie coming for you to bitch at. Don't worry about it, because you know you're gonna go see it anyway.
Yeah.
But anyway, we'll leave you guys off with this. My name is Kevin Lyons,
Daniel de Sangre.
I'm Anton.
and we'll catch you guys next time on our podcast.
On the flip side.
On the flip side, may the force
Dun dun.
be. You,
dun,
you every single time I try to talk, you interrupt me. I was gonna say something nice.
Well, say something nice.
I will, but you keep interrupting you.
Well, that's
May-
the whole point.
May the force be with you.
And also with you.
Not with me.
That was very Catholic of you, Dan.
And also with you.